Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. In this installment, we're going to check out how to turn your Arduino into a functioning PLC imitation that will make your Arduino act like a PLC every single time you power it on. So if you unplug it by USB and then plug it back in, as long as you don't update any new firmware on it, it'll act the exact same way and it'll function like a PLC for all the following exercises through this course. Now, there's 4 main things that you have to download, and I've compiled them here, and you can go ahead and look at them within the course documentation or just copy them off of the screen here. One thing I wanted to touch on before we start downloading things and looking at these sites is we were going to move fairly quickly through these things, so if there's anything that you need to take a second look at and brush up on, feel free to move backwards in this video and take a look at it, understand it, then join us back at this point. So first of all, we're going to take a look at the Arduino software download. This is the Arduino page, and the download button is right here. The Soapbox Snap download is right here. The Timer 1 download is right here. And the Soapbox Snap fidget required to make the program work, otherwise it will just crash and go down, is right here or here, depending on if you have a 32-bit or a 64-bit operating system. It's not a big deal. It's pretty simple. I've laid everything out so that the top ones are here, and here's the fidget below. I've already installed the fidget, but it's very easy. You just double-click it and install it just like any old application. Now, if you open up Soapbox Snap, it's not really too much that we need to look at as far as this tutorial goes. We'll just see that it functions and everything. Great. We'll minimize that. What we're going to be focusing on is the Arduino software itself. So feel free to open that up right there. And then we're given this window. Now, this is where all the magic happens. You're going to want to take a look at the tools and the COM port. Now, there's not a big deal depending on what number that you have beside it. That's basically just saying what USB port that it's plugged into. So you can swap it around. It can be COM2, it can be COM4. Just make sure that it's actually talking to your Arduino, because it could mess up when it's trying to do the upload. So if the upload has an error, maybe try either reopening the Arduino software or just unplugging and plugging it back in and then reselecting your COM port, just to make sure that it is in fact COM3 in my case. Now the next big thing is the board right here. I have an Arduino Genuino Uno, so this is good, and I'm assuming that you have the exact same Arduino as I do. So make sure that the board is the same as the one that you actually own so that it knows how to upload to the Arduino properly. Now to turn it into a PLC, in our case we're going to go to Sketch, Include Library, and we're going to do Add Zip Library. Here, I'll just check these instructions here for you. So we are going to go Sketch, Include Library, Add Zip Library, and go to your Timer 1. Now, for me, it says that the Timer 1 already exists. That's not a big deal. I already uploaded it a while ago, so that's good. Awesome. Now, the next thing is this location right here is the default location where the Soapbox Snap Arduino firmware is installed. Soapbox Snap puts this in specifically so that you can convert your Arduino into the PLC, which is what we're trying to accomplish. So that's good. For me, I've already been here before, so for me the general was local disk C, program files x86, Soapbox Snap automation, Soapbox Snap, and then Arduino firmware. And you're going to want the .ini file. So just click open, bring that up, and then you'll get this window here with all this information. Don't change any of it. If you have changed a little bit of it, I'd recommend reopening it and then just hitting this, verify if you want. Doesn't really do much. It'll just compile the sketch and then say, yep, it's good, which makes sense because we downloaded it off the website. And then you hit upload. It'll upload to your Arduino. And then once it's done uploading, look at the little LED furthest over to where it says digital. If it's flashing at 1 Hertz, it means that you did it, Congratulations, you now have a Arduino PLC. As long as you don't update the firmware on it, it'll work like a PLC for all the remainder of the labs. If you have any problems with it, feel free to come back to this video and double check on how to fix your Arduino.